Hello, hello. Good morning. Thank you for waiting. Sorry I'm late. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Janet Wright. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I'm an energy healer, reader, and teacher, and this will be a live stream where I'm healing 121 people in 10 different countries. And I speak out loud as I do it, so you can heal yourself as you watch. If you are one of the people I'm healing, or if you're not one of the people I'm healing, you are welcome to watch. Thank you for my confirmations. Thank you, thank you. Hello, hello, back to all of you. Okay, so this has been an emotional healing month, basically. The I have a lot of respect for the way the angels set this up. I definitely wouldn't have put both the twin set and the triplet set, group healing sets in September in the same month be on emotions. But I just listen to the angels. I mean, we work it together on the astral, and then I just remember what was decided. But if it was just me, we wouldn't be doing another one on emotions right afterwards. But I can feel how powerful it is to just like take another crack at it, work more on it. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity, for sure. The September triplet set 2021 was on emotional wellness, letting go of a lot of old emotional stuff that you have that you might not even know you have. Well, often you don't know you have it because it could be from past lives or something. So that was that, and of course there was all sorts of extra cool stuff snuck in there that had nothing to do with emotions. That was good, like inner wounds, healing inner wounds. That was a biggie. So yeah, so that was the September 2021 triplet set. Like the last healing in that set, I think it was the last healing in that set. Yeah, we did every aura layer. We healed some inner wounds in every single aura layer, which is pretty much a game changer. So that was fun. So this one is about emotional boundaries with others. So like if you feel like people dump their emotional burdens on you, or you're overly aware of other people's emotions, or all that kind of thing. And it's I mentioned this already in the September triplet set, so I'm not going to repeat too much of it. But I wanted to say again, it's like the people that resonated with this theme, emotional boundaries, versus the emotional wellness theme earlier this month. It tends to be like you think that other people's emotions are your problem. Is this one, and the first one was like you feel like you have emotional stuff to probably work on and heal and resolve. But with energy work, and the way energy works, period, irony plays a big role. It's like life is not fair, but it's very ironic, I would say. So ironically, in order to be a lot better at your emotional boundaries with others, there are sort of pockets of your own emotional space, second chakra, second layer of your aura, that need healing and clearing, and that will enable you to have better boundaries with other people and their emotions. So yet again, working on yourself. Even when you think other people are the problem, the fix is working on yourself. So it's just kind of funny and ironic that way. But the thing about dumping, and even if this intro and the concepts don't make a ton of sense, the healing will help. So sometimes these concepts, they take a while to sort of like click mentally, but then I'll say them anyway. So dumping in general, I think this will be good for that. Because it's like, do people just dump emotional baggage on you, or do they just dump baggage in general on you? You know, and I think that's what we're gonna help with in this twin set of 2 healings. This is the first of the 2 healings. Is that idea of, okay, well, what kind of self-healing and healing overall, or whatever, what do you need to do so that that's not such an issue, that other people's emotions or whatever they're dumping on you isn't a thing, you know, like that you can release it a lot better, or it's quicker, more easily, more automatically, or maybe it's not easy for them to dump it in your energy field anymore. So that's what we're gonna play with. And I did want to, I mentioned just for a moment there, life is not fair, it's ironic. And that's not just like a joke, even though I laugh about it. The more I read, you know, and look at how things occur, I mean, you know, there is a lack of fairness. You know, fair is, particularly if your heart chakra is blocked, you get very invested in what's fair and what's not fair. I mean, there are people in the world that try to be fair and just, and you know, so that's a big part of what they do, like for a living, say professionally, is to, you know, help right wrongs and stuff, and that's their profession, which is great. But as far as spiritual healing and transformation, fairness is not a super useful concept. I mean, it's okay to validate, yeah, what was done to you was not fair, you know, but getting beyond that, the sooner you get beyond that, it is true that it was not fair, or it is not fair, the sooner you can get beyond that and get to a point of, okay, but what do I do about it? The better off you are. Because what's also not fair, you know, what's not fair is people dump energy on you, right? People dump energy all the time on other people. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people do it and they don't know they're doing it. So the unfair thing is that there's not some angel or some, you know, karmic justice that immediately undoes that, and it leaves your space without you having to grow and evolve and make that happen. There's not like a fairness angel that will right all the wrongs instantly, right? You actually have to heal yourself, even though you didn't do anything wrong in the first place. You are just being, you know, little innocent you, and somebody dumped energy in your space, and now you have to do something about it, and that's not fair, right? But like I said, can you get beyond that? Can you? Sometimes it depends on if you're viewing from your 4th or you're viewing from your 6th. So you can just kind of imagine like the extra part of you that's kind of viewing the situation right now. You know, maybe if you're more sort of captivated by what's fair and what's right and what's wrong and all that in a way that's very unsettling for you, maybe you're losing sleep over it, or you know, it's just draining you, then to get more into a non-judgmental space about it, you take I like to think of it as you take the elevator up. So that, you know, imagine, you know, your point of view rises, that extra part of your energy rises from the 4th up to the 5th, and then up to the 6th, and stay there, and a little bit in your 7th. Stay in your 6th and your 7th. So you view and you have intuition, and it's much more of like a strong boundaries position to view from your 6th. So I think that's why the angels want me to bring it up, because emotional boundaries, you know, it's about boundaries. And so viewing from your 6th is really going to help with that. It's a good, I would say, starting place. You know, it's not all that you need, but it gets you in the ballpark of what you need to do. So can you get beyond the idea that something was not fair? If you can't, just heal your heart chakra more and maybe fix your aura. You do aura repair, do grounding, do the basics, you know, which we will do in this healing. But yeah, but we'll assume that that's doable for you and you can get beyond that. And this healing will help, even if mentally you can't get beyond it. If you know, you're one of the people I'm healing, it will still help you. If you're just healing yourself and following along, you can just follow along, even if you are still kind of captivated by the ideas of right and wrong and fairness. in an unsettling way. But anyway, yeah, so we're gonna, because essentially, okay, this is sort of a technical thing and we'll go ahead and do it in the healing. But if someone can dump energy in your space and it stays there, that means that was an unattended part of your energy field. Like that you're not fully there in order for that to stay there. It's kind of like, if someone leaves a bunch of suitcases at a bus station, those are unattended suitcases at a bus station, someone wasn't there going, hey, you left your suitcase, here you go, And so energetically, that's why I think I put it in the title of the live stream, clear resistance and avoidance, because there are pockets of people's aura, your aura, my aura, that we're not really paying attention to, probably because it's a little too blocked, and so it's unpleasant, like on a subconscious level. So we're kind of like, that's not there. Don't want to deal with that right now. But that's the perfect spot for everybody's suitcase. So that's how people are easily able to dump on you and it just stays there and you feel weighed down, is because there are these pockets somewhere in different aura layers that you're kind of like, ooh, that's not there. I'm not going to deal with that right now. And so it's just easy energetically for someone to just dump a truckload of anger or sadness or, feeling disgruntled into that part of your energy field. So we're going to get rid of those parts of your energy field so that you can be lighter and more robust and not so vulnerable to people dumping energy in your space. So like I said, it's not exactly fair, because you're not the one dumping, you're the dumpy. But the fix is that you would find these pockets, like take it as a clue, like, oh, okay, I think that person just dumped on me. Let's see where they were able to dump in my energy field. Aha, well, that must be a place I need to heal, right? So it's if you really turn it around, it's like that person is just giving you a clue, and then your intuition and your ability to heal does the rest. Can you change that person and get them to not dump on you anymore? Potentially, but not without work. Like I have that video, resolve conflict boundary issues. So if you have a dad or somebody that always dumps energy on you, you can do that kind of technique with them on a subconscious spirit level in a non-manipulative way. Basically, you're helping them to work with their angels. And when they work with their angels, they're much more centered, so they're much less likely to dump on you. And then you just need to remind them every now and then. Every time you realize, oh yeah, my dad dumped on me again, then you just remind him, hey dad, remember we talked about working with your angels and it's going to help you have a better day? And he'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry. So, but it takes a little bit of initiative to do that. Is that fair? No. Does it work? Yeah. So, and if you ever have like a person that you're trying to, help in that way and help them to center so they don't keep dumping on you, but that video is not working, the resolve conflict boundary issues video, you could post under the video, and ideally like maybe just put the person's initials or something and their gender so that I can imagine that person, and then I'll talk to them, or I'll suggest a way that you could phrase it differently so that it makes sense to them. But anyway, so I don't want to get too technical. This is just the intro, but that's the kind of thing that we're going to work on in this healing. I don't know how much we're going to do on helping the people in your life to chill out and stop dumping on you, but we're definitely going to help you to be less of a carrier of people's dumped baggage. And that's very doable. Make you less also less triggered by other people's emotional expressions. Like, for example, sort of a classic example is, oh, somebody's mad at me and I'm very upset by that and disturbed by that. You know, they're yelling, they're saying ultimatums, you know, I'm upset because they're upset, you know, and you can heal enough of your baggage so that you're not as upset that they're upset. Doesn't mean you don't have compassion for where they're coming from, like empathy, but it means that, you know, you're much more present and able to function in the moment and keep your boundaries and stay safe and all that good stuff. So I think that's the other side of it, of emotional boundaries, is just clearing enough of your triggers about other people and their emotions so that you can keep your center regardless of what emotions other people are going through around you. So hope that makes sense. But like I said, the healing works even if not all that made sense. But if it doesn't make sense, you could always post a question under the video, or we are having a Q&A in potentially an hour and a half-ish. Depends on how long the healing takes, because I started the live stream late and all that, blah, blah, blah. But there will be a separate live stream today after the healing. I'll finish the healing, take a little break, and then do the Q&A. And the Q&A will be a theme, set theme. So one question per person on the theme of emotional wellness and boundaries. So sort of anything that's kind of within the field of that, which is a big field. Okay, so let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh, geeky stats. I'll do them quickly. I don't know if anyone cares except me, but the 121 people that I'll be healing, they're in 10 different countries, including 11 kids, ages 1 through 17. Super cool. 95 of these 121 people are in the US currently. 7 are in Qatar, 6 are in Canada, 5 are in the UK, 2 are in United Arab Emirates, 2 are in Spain, and then 1 person each in Germany, Luxembourg, Australia, and South Korea. So hi to all the 121 people I'll be healing, whether or not you watch live. Hello, hello. And hello to anyone watching live. Hi, hi, hi. All right. Oh, and hello to anyone that's watching later as a video, whether or not I'm healing you. Hello to everybody. Okay. So, thank you for all my hellos. I'm ready to follow along and excited about this particular theme. Yes. Hello from Ottawa, Canada. Hey, Janet. Hello, hello. Thank you, Janet. You're welcome. Hello, hello. Thanks for all my adorable emojis. Orange, yes, which is the color of my shirt, and also the color of the second, ideal color for the second chakra, which is emotions. Second chakra, like below the belly button, maybe an inch or two, depending on how tall you are. But the ideal color for the first chakra is red, and then second chakra, orange. Second chakra is for emotions, sexuality, and sensuality. So it's all the same energy center. And the second chakra generates the second layer of the aura, which is the one almost the closest to your body, the one out from that, all the way around, even below your feet. So yeah. Alrighty, so let's do this. We'll do 2 minutes of quiet, and then I will start talking after the 2 minutes. First minute, I'll just prep and say hi to the participants non-verbally. And then second minute, I will start the healing, but I won't be talking yet. And then after the 2 minutes, I will talk. So thank you for your patience. And you can do whatever you want during the 2 minutes. You don't have to hold your breath or anything. Oh yeah, that's right. The angels are reminding me I messed up my math. The Q&A will not be in 1 hour, it'll be in 2 hours. Hour 45 minutes to 2 hours from now. Okay, now I'm gonna shut up, really. Okay, thank you for waiting. So when you heal yourself, you can make a copy of what you're healing out in front of you. So you can just imagine, your body, your physical body, your energy body, your auras, your grounding, your connection to the core of the earth out in front of you, and you comb through it. And you don't have to be able to see all that. You just imagine or use your intention. And combing through it means you're running gold light through it that you're generating from your hands. And the gold light melts away the clogs and helps repair any damage. So we all have big energy centers in the palm of each hand, one hand chakra in each hand, in the palm of the hand, and then fingertip chakras, one in the fingertip, one in the front part there, kind of where your fingerprint is, but like the top part of your fingerprint, I guess. So these chakras have round openings, and so you just you can imagine setting the. I mean, you set them, but if you could just it's like you just think it and you're doing it. But you set the color of these hand and fingertip chakras to be a metallic gold color, like this glitter, in case you need a visual aid. And just set your chakras to that color, and that allows the chakras to generate that color of energy, or that vibration of energy, metallic gold, which is a nice color to facilitate healing. Okay, so let's work on grounding, because I noticed a lot got triggered by that intro I did. Oops. Just imagine, create a brand new grounding for yourself. You can make your grounding wide as your whole aura. So I'm actually, yeah, you can see one of my hands. My camera must not be centered, but we'll leave it. So, no, that is annoying me. Let's see. Whatever, sorry. So as wide as your hands spread out like this, that's how wide your aura ideally would be if you just let it flow nicely. So just imagine making your grounding that wide, red or orange or yellow, all the way down to the core of the earth, and high up all the way to your third chakra. Your third chakra is where your sternum bone ends, right there. That's your third chakra. So big red or orange or yellow grounding, and then just make a copy of that out in front of you and comb through this grounding and melt away any energy blocks, any energy that's not you in this grounding. Even if you made your grounding, say, yellow, it might not look yellow to you if you can imagine color. It might look black, and that's not wrong. It just means that there's a lot of energy blocks in there that are vibrating at that color black, and so you're seeing all the energy blocks in your grounding. So just use the gold light to melt those away. And there could be blocks like right at the very bottom that plug it all up, so you could just focus there. Right before the core of the earth, just melt away those energy blocks. Because the core of the earth does kind of have a suction to it. It pulls things downward, so it's easy to ground to it. But you can have blocks that counteract that, so you can melt those energy blocks. And of course, the obvious tie-in to what I was talking about in the intro, you can have people's energy dumped in your grounding. So as you comb through your grounding, especially just sort of hunt for any bunches of energy from other people and definitely melt those away. It doesn't help anybody for you to carry copies of their burdens. It's not like they really lose their burden. They're actually dumping a copy. It's like maybe they're trying to fully give it to you so that they're unburdened, but it doesn't work that way. It's like impossible. So then they are just giving you a copy of their burden, and then you're both screwed, which doesn't help. So you can go ahead and melt any junk from other people in your grounding. I was smiling when I was quiet because one of the participants was like, "You need to swear. You said shit for the title of this twin set, and now you're not saying shit." So I do like what I would call recreational swearing in my adult life, but I try not to do that much in videos because kids, it's not a good thing to do when you're a kid because you can get in a lot of trouble. It's considered disrespectful if you're a kid. So I don't want to give a bad example to the kids. But hopefully the kids that are, if there are like one child that's watching, they're smart enough to understand that I'm 51, and when you're 51, you can say shit too. But anyway, so the thing is, we're melting other people's shit that wound up in your grounding, like other people's junk. Their fears, their guilt, their expectations, their anger, just melt it out of your grounding. There's There's a fortune cookie wrapper that I saved that the angels made me look at last night that says, "I really admire that problem of yours." Because it's like when people dump, they're trying to make their problem your problem. But you don't have to fall for it. You can, within yourself, quietly, you can just acknowledge that this is something they are going through. You can show empathy, but that's different than matching their pain. So again, just wash out other people's shit. Your grounding is not for carrying shit. Your grounding is for releasing what you need to release down to the core of the earth, and also bringing up earth energy from the core of the earth to help nourish and stabilize your body and your spirit. So your grounding has an important task. So you need to keep it clear and available for that important task. That's the thing. If you don't fully tend to your grounding and keep it flowing and use it properly, then people dump their suitcases there. They're copies of their pain. All right, so that was grounding and grounding on blocking. But then now let's do indie grounding, which is just more grounding work, and it's kind of a special way. It's easy, but makes a big difference. So indie grounding is you're still working your grounding, but you're thinking of that outer perimeter of your grounding all the way down. And you want to melt off any parts where it branches off to other people's grounding. And just melt off all those parts. And if you feel like there are still people around those parts going, "Oh yeah, but you have to stabilize me because you owe me," or blah, 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 we're in this together, blah, blah, blah. This isn't stabilizing anybody for them to link into your grounding. So you can tell them encouraging messages that would be informative and help redirect their actions. Like, go talk to your angels, go let your angels help you with grounding, go take a deep breath, it'll help you have a better day. Go check in with your own grounding. You can be a big, strong tree. Go ask your angels for help. Just say, "Angels, please help me today." So like I said, even if, it's maybe not fair that you have to help stabilize these people, you don't have to, but it's in your best interest. Even though it's not fair, if you can get beyond that idea of what's fair and you're only going to do what's fair, it's actually pretty easy and quick to just remind people in an encouraging way, and it's good karma for you too, and it just helps because then they're not pestering you at your grounding all day, which is a plus. So again, indie grounding, we're just melting off all the branch off parts around the edges of your grounding so that your grounding works a lot better. And that is actually a big way to have boundaries with others, is to have separate grounding from them. So for example, if you're in a room, someone else is very upset, check to see if your grounding is nice and separate. Gold fire, you can just send a lot of gold fire down for the perimeter of your grounding. Make sure your grounding is only for you. You could do a tricolor soak real quickly, or just a one color soak. Bring up, like a color earth energy, red or orange or yellow, and just sit in your earth energy and just have your space be unique and separate. Okay, so that was indie grounding with a little bit of discussing about how it helps boundaries. Yay. All right, so grounding does look like it's flowing a lot better for people now. So let's do aura repair stuff. So first we'll do it for the 2 regular auras and then the 15 Wei Qi auras. So the 2 regular auras are the auras, they're all in the same place. They're all like around here for you. But I think we heal them. Part of the benefit of healing them separately is because the 2 regular auras, it's really key to get those fully repaired. Whereas the 15 Wei Qi auras that we'll do after that, any bit that you do helps, but you know, if they're not all repaired today, that's okay. You're just doing what you can do today on those 15, because that might be a bigger project that you do over time. So anyway, 2 regular auras. Your physical body's aura, generated by your physical body chakras along your spine, and your astral body aura, generated by your astral body chakras along your astral body spine. If you have questions about that, I have a 3-video set, 7 chakras, aura layers, flow. I'll link it below later. Okay. So aura repair for the 2 regular auras. You imagine those 2 regular auras out in front of you, occupying the same space. So it's like a big beach ball of energy. And are there rips? Because that's the idea. We're going to heal the rips. We're going to mend up the rips so that they grow back. So there's no more leaking. Or aura won't be leaking anymore, which will be better. Makes life easier, a lot easier, a lot less overwhelming. So you could see those rips and wash them out with gold light and repair them one by one. Like say if you have 2 big ones. But if you can't see energy yet, that might seem challenging and you might miss one of them. So another way is just make a composite copy of that represents all the rips. So it looks like just one rip. And this one rip represents all the rips in your 2 regular auras. And you just imagine it like one rip though, and you just scoop it out with gold light. Scoop as deep as you can with gold light. You want to get the gold light in really deep into this rip so that you're cleaning it out properly. And you can use gold wax inside the rip just to get rid of anything that's in there, like it's gold light that sticks to what's not you. And then you just remove the wax and the junk that's not you and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So more sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk with the wax. Angels, here you go. And so now that usually helps so that you can get this composite copy rip cleaned out better, so then it heals back faster, repairs itself faster. And then you can get like scarring. So it might look like it's healed, but then there's a little bit of like a bumpy hardness. And so that scarring gets in the way of your aura strength and flow. So you imagine all the scarring at the edge, around the edge anywhere of your regular auras. And just imagine it like in one place and just melt it all away with gold light. Because the scarring actually makes your aura weaker, more rigid, and that way it'll tear more easily. So we don't want that. So you just imagine the aura scarring in your regular auras and wash it out with gold light so that it melts away. All right, and let's do sticky gold wax. Yeah, let's do sticky gold wax just for the regular auras and your bodies and your grounding. So fill around the outside of your aura, those auras, and then inside your auras and your chakras and your physical body and astral body and your groundings, your astral body and physical body groundings. Just lots of sticky gold wax everywhere. And you can have the wax stick to beings, hard objects, energy blocks that you want to let go of. So any energy blocks in the way of you having strong energy boundaries in your regular auras, just have a stick to the gold wax. We're going to remove them all at once. So the copy of you stays in place, but the junk and the wax, you move it to the side. Okay, so move the junk and the wax to the side and then hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Just take a deep breath because that's a bit of a shift. Maybe rotate your shoulders or something. Massage your hand a little bit. And let's do that again. Sticky gold wax throughout your regular auras, especially on the outer edges of your aura to get rid of hard objects, and inside your chakras, your body, your muscles, your bones, your groundings, sticky gold wax. and have the wax stick to everything that's not you that you're ready to get rid of, and move it all to the side, the wax and the junk. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, and then let's do a little extra repair, because if you had hard objects around the outer edge of your aura that now you've removed, then there would be little gash marks, like little holes where the hard object used to be. So just a little extra repair around the edges of these two regular auras. And then gold light everywhere inside your bodies, your aura, your two regular auras, your groundings. Okay, so that gives you an energy seal at the edge of your regular auras, which is like a nice extra surface tension, a little bit of extra strength at the edges of those two auras. So that I would call regular aura repair. And energy seal, getting an energy seal. So we'll do the same thing with the Wei Qi auras now. So you imagine the 15 Wei Qi auras. Those are extra auras that you have as an eternal spirit, and they help you with boundaries. So very relevant for today, right? You imagine those 15 Wei Qi auras and any rips that these 15 Wei Qi auras have. And just, I would say, just imagine the rips that are healthy and gentle to repair today, with the knowledge that you can keep working on your Wei Qi auras over time. But there could be a lot that you're ready to heal now that would be nice and gentle for you to do. So just be aware of those rips in your 15 Wei Qi auras that are healthy and gentle to repair right now. And you can repair them like individually, just think about where they all are and let the gold light go to all of them. Or you can make a composite copy that represents, you know, it looks like one rip, but it represents all the rips in your 15 Wei Qi auras that are good to repair right now. Okay, and then go ahead and clean that composite copy rip out with gold light. You can use sticky gold wax, fill it up, and lift out the wax and all the junk. Angels, here you go. More sticky gold wax inside this rip, the composite copy rip. Lift out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. And use gold light and get it as deep as possible in this rip so that it starts to heal back. And then it might be mostly repaired, but then you could have scars, like hard, bumpy energy at the edges of where the rips were. So you can just imagine all the scars that are the scarring at the edge of your Wei Qi auras that's good to repair right now, or melt away right now. And just imagine that all like a big lump of scar and just melt it away with gold light. And the point of this is to make your auras more strong, so they don't tear so easily. Okay, so then let's do sticky gold wax. And this I tend to call your everything. Do sticky gold wax through your everything, which means all 15 Wei Qi auras, all regular auras, your physical body, your astral body, your physical grounding, your astral body grounding, just the whole thing. Just use sticky gold wax, especially around the outer surface of your 15 Wei Qi auras. But then the other two as well, and inside. Sticky gold wax everywhere, through your chakras, your body, your astral body, your groundings. And the idea is you want the wax to stick to everything that's good, healthy, and gentle to get rid of right now. So that could definitely be things that people have dumped in your space. So let the sticky gold wax stick to anything that's good to release that people have dumped on you. And also any emotional baggage that you have that you're ready to release. Any baggage about other people, you know, that gets triggered when other people get upset. Just let the sticky gold wax stick to all that, any that's good to clear right now. And we're going to move the wax to the side and with the junk and give it to your angels. So move the wax to the side, deep breath, and just let the angels have that. Angels, here you go. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. Sticky gold wax through your everything, right? So around the outer surfaces and then all inside. All right, so move the wax and the junk to the side. Angels, here you go. Okay, and then just a little extra repair around the outer surface of those 15 Wei Qi auras, because we removed hard objects with the sticky wax, and we want to make sure that if there are any remaining little puncture holes, that we heal those up. And then throughout your everything, just extra gold light. Make sure your grounding is flowing well. All right, so that was sticky gold wax through your everything for the theme, but also just repair of your Wei Qi auras, which help with strong energy boundaries. And let's redo your gold energy aura buffer zones. So those gold buffer zones, those are just big fields of gold light that you make that you attach to the edge of each of your regular auras. And they're buffers. They help slow the rate of aura damage, because someone has to whack through that to be able to whack through your regular aura. So it delays things a little, and then you can kind of feel something's weird and redo it. Redo your gold buffer zones. So that's the video that teaches that, is also teaches aura repair. So it's called, if you search Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones, you'll find it. It's 18 minutes long, and I link it below pretty much every single live stream that I do in the comment section. Okay. So non-resistance, I think, is a big part of, in the intro I said, you know, can you get past what's fair and not fair? Can you get past sort of being upset about what's occurring in order to have more focus and boundaries with the situation, so that then you can use that strength and energy and focus towards creating your solution, you know, healing, repairing, thinking about what's best for you to do, all that good stuff, right? So non-resistance plays a big part in that, because if you're resisting the situation, it just gets you stuck in the, you know, and then that, you know, you lose sleep and all that stuff. So non-resistance is important. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play around with chakra unblocking and chakra healing and creative ring unblocking up here. 3 gold creative rings that are above your astral body head. I just feel like if I unblock this area and the chakras and just kind of play around with it, then I can tune it so that people are a lot less resistant. I think a lot has to do with like how aligned you are and how just, you know, it's like a kind of a subtle thing. So anyway, I'm gonna just go for it and explain as I do it. So you just imagine, you know, your astral body and your physical body chakras out in front of you. They're open cylinders, round open cylinders. So cylinder part and then opening at one end and opening at the other end. Healthy hydration is important. Okay, so in your chakras, I explain in different videos. So like that video playlist, 7 chakras or layers flow, which I'll link below later. That explains it. But your 7th chakra is oriented this way. So the round opening is at the top and the bottom of your 7th chakra. And then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the round openings are in the front and the back. So anyway, you just imagine your chakras out in front of you, and if that's too confusing, just say, okay, fine, I have a copy of my chakras out in front of me. You don't have to imagine how they look if it's too much for you. And then your creative rings are above that. And just use gold light and just get a sense of, like, you know, if you're tied up in knots, even in a really subtle way, you know, subconscious way. And so just look at it all, because it's like something up here can affect something down here and vice versa. So just want to kind of use your intuition and gold light. And you can move aside energy blocks. We didn't do chakra repair. I'm not going to do chakra repair right now, just because I don't think anyone needs it. I think all the angels, I mean, first of all, most of the people that got this healing also got the healings earlier this month. But the people that didn't, I'm looking, and the angels, yeah, the angels repaired their damaged chakras in the couple nights leading up to this healing. The angels worked with everybody. So so we won't be doing chakra repair, but if you need a chakra repair video, I have like an 11-minute one. I'll link below later. So you can just look below for chakra repair, 11-minute video. But anyway, so no repair. So I'm just going to unblock. Chakra unblocking is one of those things you can always do more of. So to unblock, you can just use gold light and melt it away in place, but you can also kind of move the blocks to the side. So like the chakras are here, the chakra copies are here, and then you move the blocks to the side and then melt them away here or hand them to your angels. And one thing might be better or easier for you at one time. It's not like one method is the one to use, the only one to use. It's just sometimes something works better than something else. If you're healing yourself and not someone else, then when you move the blocks to the side, you could blow them up if you want, if that's fun for you. But if you're healing someone else, I would never say to blow up anything in their space or from their space, because it's too assertive. It's like not your place to blow up stuff from their space. You just use gold light so that it melts. So I'm unblocking extra chakras 3, 2, and 1, and also the Kundalini chakra below the first chakra. Just moving those energy blocks that are good to clear right now to the side to make sure that those are melting, because I felt like the resistance overall in the whole system was a little more from the lower chakras. I'm also, unblocking above the head around the creative rings, below them, above them. Because resistance is a little bit like Velcro. Um, so I'm just taking notes because later there will be a detailed healing summary in the comment section within a day. So resistance is like Velcro, meaning that if you have non-resistance, it's a lot better for you. Like other people's stuff doesn't stick to you so much. So even if someone literally dumps, you know, like a refrigerator size bunch of baggage in your space, if you have non-resistance, you're much more likely to notice in the moment, what happened and be able to have the extra focus to do something about it. If you're in a more of a resistant headspace, you're already kind of wrestling with your own energy blocks and stuff. And so when someone dumps a refrigerator sized bunch of junk in your space, it's like, it just, you might not even notice like what happened, or if you do, you might not have that energy and peace of mind really to mindfully choose what to do. You're just like, you know, which doesn't help anything. So at first we were just working non-resistance, but now let's work non-resistance with emotional issues. So do you resist your own emotional baggage? Do you resist other people's emotional baggage? And so you just kind of look at that and imagine that, the level of resistance. Like say if somebody's upset with you, how much resistance do you have in your energy field at that time? And then you go ahead and melt that away. So that's kind of like proactive clearing, or just theme-based clearing, where you imagine your energy system and be like, okay, yeah, but what if someone I care about is really mad right now and they're yelling at me? Where's my resistance? And then you melt that away. So initially it doesn't feel great because you just triggered someone being mad at, you know, your own baggage about someone being mad at you. But then you clear it, so it helps you in the future. So again, emotional any resistance that you might have towards your emotional situations or other people's emotional situations. Just move the energy blocks creating that resistance to the side and melt those, or give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Have your healthy beverage if you want. There is a point to, I mean, it's because I need to do it too, but it's really good to try to nurture your body. Think about your hydration, give yourself little, you know, hand rubs or shoulder rotations or something while you do this work, and just in your daily life, because, you know, if you're wanting to be as present as possible, you know, self-nurturing behaviors can get you there faster. So again, imagine, you know, your chakras, astral body and physical body chakras in the same place. You can think about what happens to your chakra fit when somebody's upset with you. Chakra fit is like it's thinking of how the astral body chakras ideally fit perfectly inside all your physical body chakras. So your astral body 7th chakra fits perfectly inside your physical body 7th chakra on down, right? 4 fits into 4, 3 fits into 3, 2 into 2, 1 into 1, right? So, but if there are energy blocks triggered, then it's sort of a bumpy fit. Like it's sort of like, it doesn't quite fit nicely. So think of the chakra fit. What happens if someone's mad at you? What happens to your chakra fit? And again, it's your baggage that's getting triggered that's messing with your chakra fit. Like you could wash out from your chakras and your creative rings this whole space, Any energy that says that everyone needs to be happy with you. You have to be such a perfect person that nobody's ever going to be angry with you, right? And just wash that out. Wash that out. Maybe other people get angry just because of their stuff. So just wash out any rules, any expectations that everyone's going to be perfectly pleased with you all the time, 24/7, 365. Just wash all that out so that you're not resisting when these things occur, right? So just any energy that's in the way of your chakra fit during these emotional situations, just move the blocks to the side and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, we're healing the chakras, unblocking them and the creative rings, and unblocking above the creative rings and below them. So just basically this whole space right here. But we're thinking about resistance, like that. There should be nice, relaxed sort of flow in this area, but it can kind of knot up pretty easily if you're resistant. So you just imagine the blocks that are causing you to knot up and move the blocks to the side and melt them away. So again, think about your chakra fit. If someone's upset with you, or you feel you've offended somebody, or they feel that you've offended them, what happens to your chakra fit? And just move that to the side and melt it away. Because being in balance yourself doesn't make you a better person. It just makes you freak out and makes your boundaries weaker. And so that's not good, right? So just melt away any energy blocks so that you have the best chakra fit possible. And you can view the situation from your sixth chakra, which is non-judgment, which conserves energy and it helps you to have stronger boundaries. So that was a bunch of clearing about non-resistance. But now we're going to do a little extra about this idea of Velcro. So your Velcro, you know, Velcro, I mean, I'm assuming everyone knows what that is, but some of my listeners speak 7 languages, and so maybe the English word Velcro isn't really top of their vocabulary, which I fully respect. So Velcro is just a material where there's 2 sides and it sticks together, right? But it sticks together because one side, you know, attaches to the other side, right? So the idea of if people dump on you all the time and it really works is that you must have some Velcro in your space that their stuff sticks to. When it comes into your space, it doesn't just release right away, it sticks there. So what is your Velcro? If you clear your Velcro, then it's a lot less likely that their dumped energy is going to stick around. Okay, so just imagine a pile of all your Velcro that you still have that's really good to clear today, and melt it away. So all these strips of Velcro that you have that cause, when someone dumps their pain in your space, it really sticks there, maybe for a year or 2 or 5 years or 10 years, you're still carrying their junk, right? We don't want that, right? So imagine your pile of Velcro and then just melt it with lots of gold light. And you can say too, angels, help me melt this. Because it could be other people's energies still attached to it. So you could wash other people's energy out of the pile and then wash the Velcro, melt the Velcro away. All right, good job. So as usual, that took more to explain it than to do it. So that was melting away your Velcro, your side of the Velcro. So we've hold on one sec. So we've worked non-resistance, and specifically non-resistance for when other people are upset or when you're upset. And then we also worked, chakra fit, so that you can have a better, more natural chakra fit, which makes you much more present when you're upset or someone else is upset or your baggage is triggered or their baggage is triggered. So I'm going to look at a sample person that the angels pick for me just quietly for a sec so I can figure out what we're going to do next. Okay, so I had said in the intro, one of the many things I was talking about was that if you're carrying around people's baggage in your aura somewhere, that they've dumped on you subconsciously, most likely. Like if you feel like heavier because of somebody else's drama, it's because they gave you a copy of it. Or you accidentally took it on. Sometimes people take on copies of other people's burdens without the person dumping it on them. Like kids do that a lot with their parents. But so anyway, but these areas of your aura where you have the copies of other people's burdens and baggage, if we heal those parts of your aura, then they're not nice dumping grounds anymore for other people's baggage. And so it's easier to clean it out, get out other people's baggage, and then they can't put it in that spot anymore. And if you clear more and more, clear your dumping spots, clear out the dumping grounds in your aura, then you feel better. And also it makes you more robust, more have stronger emotional boundaries, so that even if someone's trying to dump on you, it either gets in your aura but only briefly, or it doesn't get in your aura at all, which, easier. Life is easier that way, right? So, so the dumping grounds, right? So I guess that's what we'll call this technique, is melt away, clear your dumping grounds in your aura. So that was explaining, and now we'll do clearing dumping grounds in your aura where other people dump their junk. Okay, and yes, it's mostly subconscious, and I don't want to get stuck in encouraging people to vilify the people that are dumping. I mean, sometimes the people that are dumping really have malevolent intent. Other times they just genuinely are very triggered and they feel very wounded, and even maybe you didn't exactly wound them. It's just old wounds, but what you did triggered the old wounds, so they feel like you've greatly wronged them. And either way, it is what it is, and they're dumping on you. So if we clear out the dumping grounds within your aura, then there's nowhere for their junk to stay and make you feel bad for a long time. Yay! Okay, so let's first check your grounding, of course. So a quick grounding recheck. Just redo your grounding, make it a different color if you want. Red or orange or yellow, as white as your whole aura. and as high as your third chakra, and going all the way down to the core of the earth and staying wide all the way down. So you can use like gold sandstorm and just unblock your grounding all the way down. Gold sandstorm is where you use the gold light coming out of your hands, you whip it around like little bits in a gold sandstorm, you know, and you just move the bits of gold light around, and that can be a little more assertive way to clear out energy blocks. Okay. So now we're really doing, we're clearing the dumping grounds in your aura. So let's do one at a time, at least at first. I suppose maybe at some point you could do multiples at a time, but I think it's interesting and useful, maybe even necessary to do one at a time. We'll see. So you can think of a person if you want that you know has dumped on you recently, like they told you something, how you offended them, or they got angry at you or whatever, and you just felt so much worse. And so the likelihood is they did dump stuff in your energy field. Maybe not, maybe you just got triggered, but whatever. If you know a specific situation where you're pretty sure they dumped in on you, then use your intuition to figure out which aura layer. So you have 7 aura layers. So it was in one of those aura layers that they dumped, and it was in the front or in the back, right? So just kind of be like, okay, was it 7? No. Was it 6? No. Was it 5th? No. Was it 4th? Yes. In the front or in the back? Right in the front. She wanted me to know about it. So you don't have to think about all that. You can just imagine a dumping ground that would be really good to clear right now. And you don't even have to imagine where it is in your space. Although I do think that's kind of interesting and cool. So you'd be like, oh, I think it's really close to my body. So that's maybe my second layer, and it's right here. You know, or just imagine a spot in your aura where you feel like people have been dumping stuff. And sometimes that can relate to a sort of a challenging part of your body. Like say if you usually have tension at with a certain shoulder or a certain side of your lower back, you could very well have a dumping ground in one of those aura layers right around that part of your body. So anyway, just imagine a copy of one dumping ground out in front of you and start to clean it out. So first you can just melt away all the junk that people have dumped there. You can imagine the junk like rocks if you want. Yeah, just melt all the rocks. But that's not all, right? Because it's really not just that people dump stuff there. It's that it was a ready dump ground. It was like an easy place for them to dump because it was already blocked and, you know, gucky. You weren't really present there and flowing and vital and vivid and healthy there, right? So melting away their dumped stuff is really just step 1. And then we got to clean out this site so it's not a potential dump site anymore, right? So we cleared out what people dumped in there. Now, you know, you can have this feeling of like it's kind of spooky or weird or, you know, moving weird stuff. So those are just little invasive beings. You are a giant being. These things are just little silly spirits. So just, you know, you could say, angels, can you clean out this dumping ground? Clean any invasive beings out of this dumping ground for me. So you ask your angels to clean out any beings out of the dumping ground. So then now we'll do more clearing and healing here, right? And then you can ask again later if you feel it's necessary, that's fine. So you clear the energy, the beings, well, your angels did for you. So then you may be aware of like hard sort of boards or like books glued together. That's how energy blocks can feel. And so just melt those. Melt away your energy blocks that are in this spot. Because that's part of how it became a dumping ground. You had a bunch of energy blocks there and you weren't really paying attention to that area because it was uncomfortable for you. So let's make it comfortable by melting away all the junk. So melt away the boards, the hard, flat pieces of energy, which are energy blocks here. You can wrap them in gold light and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And again, you can say, because it could be now that you're ready to release more of those little stupid invasive beings that are in this area because you cleared more energy blocks out. So you can say, angels, if there are any more beings in this dumping ground area, can you recycle them for me? And then comb through it. And now there could be things that people have dumped here that you felt like you couldn't melt away. You know, like maybe someone dumped something and they made it seem like you were the most horrible person on the planet. And so that object of energy that represented that to them, you just didn't clear it out because you were kind of horrified, you know? So if there are any still energy objects from other people in this little dumping ground, just wrap them with gold light and hand them to your angels. Just say, angels, here you go. And again, that can happen because people can get triggered. And so even if technically you're not the most awful person in the world, someone might believe that you're the most awful person in the world. And they may have put that energy into an object that therefore was, you know, in your space. And you were just like, oh, I don't want to be there. So again, just wrap in gold light any junk that's in this area that you don't like, that's not your energy. Just wrap it in gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And it could be from a past life even. So you don't have to worry what it is or what it's from. You don't have to overthink. So just, again, wash out this area. And the more that it's healed and flowing and restored, you'll get a sense of like, you can get a sense that your energy is kind of rushing back in there. So say if this is a part of your first layer, then the red energy from your first chakra that flows through your first layer could be rushing back into this area. So maybe then it's like 2/3 you're flowing red and it's still 1/3 stuck weirdness. And so then, you know, you only have a little bit more work to do. And you can just wrap that up in gold light, the extra junk, and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So you're done when you feel like the natural color of whatever aura layer that was flows into the area. And so it's just rainbow color and it's you and it's good and it's flowing. And then you're done and that's no longer a dumping ground. Yay! Of course, you have some others probably, but you got rid of one, which is a big step forward. And it helps you learn too. You know, like it helps you learn that there's something you can do about it. It's just always a good thing. Okay, so that was one dumping ground. So let's do another dumping ground. Okay, so again, check your grounding, red or orange or yellow. And let's do a one color earth energy soak. So you make that color grounding into like a straw of that color and bring up that color earth energy and soak everything in that color of earth energy. So red or orange or yellow, just soak everything. And remind yourself it's okay to let go, it's okay to receive. So you soak up whatever earth energy that you want from that and just relax in that color earth energy. And you could bring that down if you want, or you could leave that up, because that's fine too. All right. So let's find another dumping ground that has been really bothering you. It really affects you in your daily life. It affects your emotional boundaries with others. So let's find that dumping ground and just imagine a copy of it out in front of you. And if you want, you can intuit like, oh, I think this is my second layer, which is emotions. And I think it's in the back by that bad shoulder of mine, you know, or something. So I do have a free 2-page chakra handout if anyone wants it. You can just email me because it's an email attachment. Janet@janetwrightreadings.com. Just say, hi, can you please send me the 2-page chakra handout, the free 2-page chakra handout. You don't have to know that kind of stuff, but it is fun, you know. It's kind of, it helps. So anyway, but imagine a dumping ground. You don't have to know what part of your aura it's from or anything, but it's a part of your aura where people have dumped. There's still dumped baggage in it. And just melt away the dumped baggage. That's the first step. Just melt it all away. Lots of gold light. You can bring up red earth energy and just soak the whole thing in earth energy, red or orange or yellow earth energy. soak in earth energy, and then gold light, and just melt away the dumped baggage that's in this dumping ground. And you can use your intuition, you know, is some of this dumped baggage from childhood? Is it all from last week? Is it, you know, from a past life, some of it? And it definitely could be some of this baggage in this dumping ground could be from a past life. Okay, so good. So you melted out the baggage. So now the problem is that this was a ready and available dumping ground because it had other junk in it. So it made you kind of avoid this part of your energy field. And so it was already stuck, it was already blocked up and not flowing. And so that's what makes it so easy for people to dump their stuff in there. So let's deal with that, right? Let's clear it. So it's no longer a dumping ground. So just first, let's get some beings out of the way. You know, there could be little invasive beings. And so just say, angels, can you clean out this for me? You know, if there are any invasive beings in this dumping ground, can you recycle them for me? And just relax while your angels do the work. Okay, and then now just imagine some energy blocks in this area, and they would be like hard boards stuck together, or like books that are glued together. And just melt away these energy blocks that are in your dumping ground. And just keep imagining more and more energy blocks of yours that are in this dumping ground, and just keep melting them. And then again, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way here in my dumping ground, can you please recycle them? And then, like I said, there could be some energy objects here that just you haven't cleared or melted, maybe because someone just hyped up the drama when they gave you this object, and so you're still kind of freaked out. So just wrap all those extra objects that are still there from other people in gold light, and just lift them out and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And more energy blocks, melt more energy blocks that were in this dumping ground. So you probably are hopefully sensing more of your energy rushing into that area, and it's at the appropriate rainbow color. So if it's like your fourth layer for self-love, you're getting some of your green energy that you're, you know, if your fourth chakra is at green, it's generating that energy, and then it's able to flow better into this part of your aura because you got rid of the junk. But there could be still a little bit of junk left. So just wrap the junk that's making this somewhere you don't want to be. Just wrap all that in gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So then now when you're done, you feel like all your energy is flowing. It's just your energy, like your green self-love, or your orange emotional wellness, or your red courage. It's just you. So it's no longer a dumping ground. Yay! All right, good. So that was good. We did 2 dumping grounds, and you can work more on this with your angels. So just say, angels, if I need more of this work, can we do it in my sleep, please? And of course, your angels are already offering this, but if you say it, you know, you kind of set up that you're open to it. You know, angels, if I need this work, I'm ready. I can do more of this in my sleep. If this will help me, let's go for it. But definitely say angels, so that you work with your angels on it, which is easy to do in your sleep. All right, good job, guys. Pat yourself on the back if you want. You did good. All right, and thank your body for, putting up with your positive energy shifts because they're still energy shifts. So give yourself some kind of comforting, give your body some kind of comfort, either shoulder rub or a deep breath or a nice healthy beverage drink. All right. So I'm going to look again at the sample person that the angels show me so I can figure out what we're doing next in the healing. So I'll be quiet for a minute as I do that. Okay, thanks for waiting. So the sample person I was looking at is somebody's mom. She hasn't gotten too many healings. I think it's been the last few months that her daughter has been paying for her parents and her sister to get these healings. And but anyway, the mom, she definitely not only allows, but I think also encourages accidentally that family members dump on her in her space. And the reason she does it is because when she was little, she was just kind of brought up that way. That, she should be self sacrificing. She should think of others, not of herself. That other people's comfort comes first, second, and third, and her comfort doesn't factor into the equation. So she was raised that way, to be very self-sacrificing in a very literal way. So, that's workable from a healing perspective. A lot of people, maybe in a past life, maybe in this life, have learned some of that behavior where you're all about somebody else or other people. And that's different than actually being compassionate in a healthy way where you want to be supportive to yourself as well as being supportive to others. If you don't have that piece where you also count and you need support and you have needs, if you only have that part where you want to meet other people's needs, then you do become very self-sacrificing and even accidentally self-destructive, kind of martyry, and you get dumped on a lot. So that's the idea, is that we can clear baggage, so that you can have both. You can be aware and compassionate and empathetic towards others. So that idea of supporting other people is not, we're not like removing that from your world, but we're trying to wake up the part where you count as well, and that your needs count, and that your actions can be supporting of yourself. Some people, they think they're supporting themselves, but they're not actually, they're not doing like the little shoulder rubs and the little breathing, and, they just tend to kind of, I guess it's like a subconscious resistance towards giving to themselves. And so they just are like, well, 3 years from now, I'm going to really give to myself. But right now, not so much, There are little ways, it's sort of intention based, where you can give to yourself just by breathing more, just by, it's like a mindset. So even if you do have a lot of responsibilities in your life for the next 3 years or the next 18 years, whatever, if we clear the baggage that removes you from your mental equation, then it tends to make your life more gentle. You tend to find ways to respect your own needs and your own thoughts and your own emotions. And that gives you better boundaries with other people, so you don't let them dump on you all the time. I mean, maybe they'll dump, but you wash it right out. So let's do that. So I don't know what the heck I'm going to call that. I think self-support. To be able to support yourself. Self-valuing. Okay. Self-valuing in your actions, though. You know what I mean? Because like you can be like, well, okay, sure, I deserve to be happy and this and that, but it's not translating into you deciding to, okay, I can't think about that right now. I need to do some stretching, or I need to listen to some music that makes me more peaceful. Like, are you taking the actions that are self-supportive? Yeah. Do your actions reflect how reflect self-valuing and self-support? All right. So how about that? That should be cool. So just imagine your everything out in front of you, your auras, your chakras, blah, 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 your body, everything. And your grounding, comb through your grounding. And let's just do sticky gold wax and have it cling to everything that's in the way of you being self-supportive. Everything that's in the way of you having self-supportive actions. So what's in the way of you having self-supportive actions within your energy field? Self-valuing actions. Self-valuing thoughts and actions. And just have the gold light stick to anything in the way of you having self-valuing thoughts and actions. And move the junk to the side with the gold wax and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, so let's pair that with flower healing. So we did one round of sticky gold wax, moving to the side anything in the way of your self-supportive and self-valuing thoughts and actions. But now let's do flower healing. And then we'll do more sticky gold wax. So we'll do clearing. We did clearing. Now we'll do flower healing. Then we'll do more clearing. Then we'll do more flower healing. And why do we do it like that? It's just, it strengthens you more so that then you can clear more in a gentle way. Balances out the clearing with nourishing. So, okay, so flower healing, just go ahead and make energy healing flowers that are healing energy, that the vibration you need, so the rainbow colors that you need of healing energy, that help you be self-valuing and have self-valuing thoughts and actions. And have your angels check the flowers that you just made. And if you think you can't do it, just say, angels, help me do this. So that'll work. And so you're making your energy healing flowers to help you have self-valuing thoughts and actions. And then self-nurturing thoughts and actions. And your angels are checking them, and then give them to yourself. Okay, one more time, more energy healing flowers that help you be self-supportive, self-nurturing, self-valuing in your thoughts and actions. Okay, so make those energy healing flowers. Angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. And if you have trouble, just say, angels, help me do this. Okay, so that was flower healing. So then let's do more wax, energy healing wax. Same thing. So imagine your everything out in front of you, your Wei Qi auras, your regular auras, your physical body, your astral body, your groundings, just you, right? Imagine all of you out in front of you, a copy of it, and then just put sticky gold wax in there to stick to anything in the way of you having self-valuing thoughts and actions, self-nurturing thoughts and actions, self-supportive thoughts and actions. Okay, anything in the way of that that's good to clear right now, go ahead, let it stick to the gold wax. And we're going to move the wax and the junk to the side and give it to your angels. Just move that stuff to the side and then give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And be good to your body, because that was a big shift. So just, massage some part of your body, stretch some part of your body, take a deep breath, wiggle your toes. All right, so that was sticky gold wax. So then let's do more flower healing. Okay, so flower healing, you create energy healing flowers made of universal healing energy, rainbow colors, and gold, whatever the colors they need to be, that help you to have self-supportive, self-nurturing, self-valuing thoughts and actions. So make those energy healing flowers customized for you and say, angels, can you double check my flowers? Angels, can you help me do this if you think you can't do it? And then give them to yourself. All right, good job. And just like with the other stuff, the dumping ground stuff, it's very possible that you could benefit from doing this even more. And sure, you can definitely use this video over and over again. There'll be timestamp links in the comment section within a day, so you could use the video more and more. But you can also, in addition or instead of that, work with your angels in your sleep on this. So you can just say, angels, if I need more of this kind of work, I'm ready. We can work on it in my sleep. All right, so that was helping you to clear and nourish so that you are more likely to have self-supportive, self-valuing, self-nurturing thoughts and actions. And that would help you have stronger boundaries with other people's emotional stuff, because you're taking care of yourself. So that way your aura will be more flowing, because you're just being kinder to yourself, more gentle to yourself. And the more flowing your aura is, the more present you are, the better boundaries you have. Yay! I need to look at one more thing. Okay. So Akashic Records is sort of a big term. Sounds very woo-woo. You can have you have Akashic Records. It's like a library of your what you've learned, and it's like a personal little retreat area too with your angels. So you have your own personal Akashic Records or Akashic Records, however you want to pronounce it. And then there's also like a universal Akashic Records or Akashic Records, which is kind of like a big public library that the angels maintain of all sorts of learning and wisdom. That you could probably visit with your angels in your sleep if that was appropriate. You know, you could ask your angels. But anyway, you have your own Akashic Records as well, your personal Akashic Records, which are separate, and your angels keep them safe for you. And you can make an upload into those Akashic Records at any time. And it sort of stores away things that you've learned, cycles that you've finished, as far as like your evolvement. So things you don't really need to keep in your aura and your chakras here. They just can. It looks like gold pages that just leave you and go up to your Akashic Records. I mean, you can imagine it in a different way. It doesn't have to look like gold pages, but that's kind of how it looks to me. But a lot of people don't upload to their Akashic Records, even though they could, and it's probably time, just because, you know, life is busy, they're a little blocked, and it just never happens. But it's easier to move forward if you keep letting those uploads and downloads happen as you need them. So a download would be you're bringing new information in from your Akashic Records that you need now. So that would be potentially information of like when you had a similar situation in a past life and you've learned what was best to do then. And so then you just bring in that wisdom now. And maybe it doesn't hit you out right away. Oh my God, this is what I should do. But, you know, maybe over the next week or so, you realize like, you know what? Yeah, this is what I need to do. So that would be the result of an Akashic Record download. So what we're going to do is kind of similar to what we did earlier, where we were just healing the chakras and the creative rings and unblocking the upper part of the aura. But we're going to do it in a way that just allows any upload and download to occur that maybe has been delayed that you need. So any Akashic Record upload or download that you need. And you can say, angels, help me with that. You know, but we'll facilitate it a little bit by imagining the chakras and the upper part of the aura and just unblocking. Okay, so it's sort of an assisted Akashic Record upload and download. All right, so just imagine you're grounding, and you could do a one color earth energy soak, red or orange or yellow earth energy. Just bring it all the way up, and soak your whole energy field all the way up to the top of your aura in that color earth energy, red or orange or yellow. And you can leave that up if you want, or bring it back down to the level of your grounding. And then, so we're gonna you just imagine your major chakras out in front of you, your 7 astral body chakras, your 7 physical body chakras, and since you're pretty present right now, they're probably all nicely fit into each other or mostly fit into each other. So just gold light through all your major chakras, your 7 physical chakras, your 7 astral body chakras, and then above your head, just that whole part of your aura, like your creative rings, 3 gold creative rings above your astral body head, and that whole area just from the top of your head upward, and just unblock everything. And just say, hey, yeah, if I need to upload, you know, if I've ended any cycles and I don't need to keep the information with me, I can just have my angels file it away. You know, angels, can you help me do any Akashic Record uploads or downloads that I need? And also unblock your grounding. You can use Gold Sandstorm. And again, you can say, you know, angels, if I need any more help with Akashic Record uploads or downloads in my sleep, I'm totally up for it. So we did heal and clear a lot. So if you did want to unblock your grounding a couple times in the next few days, more than usual, that could be beneficial. Make sure everything's still flowing and releasing. All right, so as we wrap up, just say, angels, can you please give me a healing? That way they'll help you in case there's something that needs to be finished or healed or something. Say, angels, give me a healing. All right, good job. We did it. Yay! So the healing is done. So we are going to have a whole separate Q&A live stream, but I will try to catch up on comments that people have made live during this live stream before I end this live stream. So also, if you have any quick comments about how you're feeling right now, how this healing was for you, that could be interesting, and you could put in your comment, if I healed you, and you healed yourself, or I just healed you, or you just healed yourself, but I didn't heal you. You know, that level of context is interesting as well. But like I said, there will be a separate live stream it'll probably start in about 10-15 minutes. Well, I'm going to read comments, and then I'll take a break, then it'll start. So probably 20 minutes, I guess, from now-ish. So, but I'm going to read some comments right now. Okay. And the live stream Q&A that will happen soon, the theme again is emotional wellness and boundaries. So ideally, I'm going to answer those questions. If someone's a newbie and they just want a general healing suggestion, they want me to look at their energy and see what they need most right now, you know, like a video suggestion for that, that's okay if somebody's a newbie. But otherwise, because newbies, I mean, I have so many videos, it's kind of daunting, you know, like what to work on first, you know. So I understand that, but everyone else, please confine your questions to something about emotions, emotional boundaries, emotional wellness. And if you want me to look at your energy, but it's not obvious from your YouTube name, put your first name and last initial. And if you want me to look at your boundaries with somebody, put their first name and their last initial in your comment. Okay. So catching up, I get little heart emojis. Thank you so much. Sticky gold wax is one of my staples that Janet taught me. Thank you kindly for all you do. Well, that's nice to hear. Yeah, it's super useful. I'm glad it helps you too. That's nice. Someone says, hi, Janet and everyone. Someone says, tuning in late. Well, that's okay. It's on video. Someone says, hi, what do you mean by baggage is triggered? Versus somebody dumped in your aura, is that when somebody uses you to pay them to exploit you? Ooh, so when someone uses you to pay them to exploit you, you lost me on that. How separate out? Should they cause a difference in the aura? Oh my gosh. Well, your initial part of your statement, I definitely understand, so I'm going to focus on that. So when you say, yeah, because basically, like say Jane Doe has an argument with Billy Bob, okay? And Jane Doe and Billy Bob, they just had an argument, right? And Jane Doe feels so awful, okay? So there are several reasons why Jane Doe could feel awful. it could be that Billy Bob whacked her during the argument, threw energy at her, dumped energy in her space during the argument, even damaged her chakras during the argument. So there could be actual damage, dumping and damage to her aura and her chakras that occurred because Billy Bob took those actions, right? He threw energy, dumped energy, all that stuff, right? So that obviously could make someone feel really bad, right? So whatever the woman's name, I forget what I called her, Betty Sue or something. So Betty Sue could feel bad because of that, right? And so she would need to repair her aura then, repair her chakras, get her grounding back, clean, wash out whatever he dumped on her, and then she would feel like a million times better. But it could just be that the argument triggered old wounds or baggage, energy blocks that she has from the past. Like maybe, she used to argue with her mom all the time, or her dad, or, past life. She had several bad marriages that she didn't really get over. So she can feel equally as awful, even if Billy Bob and her just had an argument, but he didn't throw energy and he didn't dump anything on her. She could still feel that he's the worst person in the world and she feels so terrible now and it's all his fault, even though it actually is not his fault mostly. Maybe he started the argument or something, but he didn't throw energy at her. He didn't dump energy on her, but she has these old wounds triggered. And so these wounds are from negative past situations. And so it's going to make Betty Sue feel so terrible. So she's going to assume he just did terrible things to her on an energy level, but he didn't. So that happens a lot. And that's how sometimes, you can offend somebody and you're like, I don't think I actually did anything, but that person is like really offended. And they're not crazy or anything. It's just, that's what happens. Old wounds can get triggered. Baggage can get triggered. Energy blocks can get triggered by a situation. And that person starts reliving whatever happened in the past, but they don't realize that. So they think that Billy Bob did it, during the argument they just had. But he didn't. It was just an argument. But she just has a lot of, past trauma about conflict. And so, she projected that baggage into this current situation accidentally. So that's the difference between having your stuff triggered and having somebody actually dump and damage. Of course, both can happen at the same time too. But yeah, so that's what I was talking about. So hopefully that clears up a little bit. If not, you can always post a question under any video at any time and I get to it, when I can. So if that didn't fix what you were thinking about. Okay, someone says, I feel good, but a little icky. I have a slight headache. My husband was also super cranky right before the healing too. Love the Akashic Records stuff. Thanks, Janet. Okay, your husband who got the healing was cranky right before the healing too. Yeah, his grounding was like the thinnest, most blocked up rope ever. I think his sister was in his head. I think the winter holidays are already triggering for people. Even though, like in the US, there's Thanksgiving in late November, I think. So that is already getting triggered for people. Like if you're going to be around people for Thanksgiving or you're not, who's traveling to see whom, who passed away so they're not around anymore, and la 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 la, and whatever religious holidays over the winter different people celebrate, or social holidays. That's all getting triggered already, which is probably why the angels had September be the month of emotional healing. So yeah, his sister was big in his space. Nothing really you can do about that. I mean, you could, if you notice he's flipping out like that, you can just center yourself and then just remind him with your mind, hey, let's call him Billy Bob, since I'm calling all the guys Billy Bob right now. Hey, Billy Bob, you can let your angels heal you and help you get everyone out of your space. But anyway, you're feeling good but a little icky, slight headache. Yeah, you have some hard objects stuck into the side of your GV meridian. GV meridian has a lot to do with headaches often, and you just have some spiky little spear thingies in there, stuck in there, that prevent it from like automatically healing up. So just do sticky gold wax all around your GV meridian. If anyone wants those videos, GV meridian, just search Janet Wright, GV meridian for governing vessel meridian. All right. Someone says, wow, I feel so deeply relaxed. I started out a little anxious. You got the healing. My dogs are deeply sleeping now too. You healed me and I healed myself. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I think the dogs deeply sleeping, sometimes they'll, you know, they'll kind of vibe off their owner's peacefulness, but I think two angels can make animals like sleep extra deep if you're doing something and they don't want your animals to interrupt you, you know? So like, you know, there's like a special level of sedative that the angels, you know, energy wise give all my pets during the live streams usually. So they're all like really conked out right now. So part of that is your angels calming your pets. But good, I'm glad the healing helped. Someone says, hi Janet, I healed myself. Yes, when I removed the heavy energy from other people in my Velcro dumping area, I felt more energy up my legs. Very cool. Isn't that neat? Yeah, because you pop in more when there's less uncomfortable junk in your way. Your spirit's like, oh, hey, let me jump on in, you know, and then you feel more energy flow because you just got more present. So good for you. That's fun. Someone says, thank you, Janet. You're welcome. Finding that person's comment below, it says, I felt a lot of blocks inside my body near my sacral and liver and stomach. Well, so you can keep healing there. You know, like even when you're, you know, watching TV, if you're watching some like fun Netflix show, you can have your hands here and just let gold light for your hands go to any part of your body that you need to heal while you're watching your shows. Someone backtracking back up. Someone says, you healed me, star. I'm very tired now, but it's also later here. Yeah, that makes a difference. Yeah, some people are like, I feel sleepy, and it's like 2 a.m. where they live. And it's like, yeah, okay, that might have something to do with it. Yeah, I think it's just time for bed. Also, the Akashic record upload process that you're doing, you're still doing it. And so it might make you feel like, hey, it's time to go to sleep. But yeah, it's nothing bad happening. Thanks for the feedback. That's interesting. Someone says, recently I've tended to be extra motivated to clean, organize the house before your healings. That's funny. I feel amazing. Good for you. The dumping grounds idea is a game changer, and thanks for the Akashic Records tip. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I do agree that the dumping ground idea it's so workable, and it really gives you back the power, you know, because you're like, boo-hoo, somebody dumped on me, you know, now I feel bad, or why do all these people dump on me? Why do I have bad boundaries? And then, but this is a very literal thing that you can do to reduce that from occurring. And it helps you in other ways too, because all that baggage being there and all the energy blocks and whatever that was in your way too, you know, so yeah, good. I'm glad it makes sense. Someone says, thank you for the healing. For the last 2 days, I was feeling foggy and tight in the shoulders, speaking of which, when waking up. Tried to clear, feeling much better after the healing today. How did my friend do in the healing? So the first part of that, foggy and tight in the shoulder. So I think, you know, we did in the September triplet set, we did unblocking that was above the attached to the top of the creative rings, and that can affect the shoulders. So I think that I don't know that it's still happening, but I think that would be good. Just unblock more above your creative rings, because I think the more you unblock right above the creative rings, the more your shoulders can untense. So, and you could redo, I think in probably 2 out of 3 of the healings from the September triplet set, we did specific shoulder healing type work. So you could find those timestamps in those healings from the September triplet set. and redo shoulder work. But you could just freestyle, just unblock above your head a bunch, especially the blocks that are causing you to be less present in your shoulders, essentially. Okay, hope that helps. Someone says last couple of days were energetically rough, but I feel much better now. I tried clearing a bit before the healing this time, and it felt more gentle this time. Well, that's good. I think the couple of days before the healing, that has something to do not with the healing. I mean, there is prep, before the healing, and things can get triggered, but that's some other situation that you're dealing with, like career transition, yada yada yada. So that was something else. So you could look at that. What were you handling? Some people were like standing on your spiritual path, blocking you up. So yeah, maybe just unblock your spiritual path. Just imagine the road that's just for you, and just wash everybody out that's related to your career. With gold light. Oh, right. So cool. Someone says, I feel so peaceful now. Thank you, Janet. Oh, wait, there was somebody said, how did my friend do? Yeah, so I did want to look at that. The non-resistance thing, I think, is the favorite part of her angels. Like, we did this, where you kind of, after we did all the aura repair, we looked at like, okay, what are your inner knots, and we healed the chakras and above the head unblocked, and like moved out energy blocks to like just get the non-resistance more and more. That her angels feel like really like sort of shot her forward on her path to work her non-resistance. That was like their favorite part of the healing for her. But she did receive well, she did fine. Someone says, I feel so peaceful now. Thank you, Janet. I've internalized antagonistic attitude that was projected onto me, and now it's very difficult to get rid of this energy. It's very painful. How do I clear it? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by internalizing an antagonistic attitude. Like, are you pissed at other people, or do you just feel intimidated by other people's anger very easily? I'm not sure where we're at with that, but I think what we did in the last healing of the triplet set could be very nice. Just find the inner wounds that relate. When you say, I've internalized antagonistic attitude that was projected onto me, I think you got inner wounds during those experiences, those past experiences. And so if you go and heal those inner wounds from those past experiences, then it's not sort of imprinted in you, the movie of what happened, like you have the information, but not you don't have the feelings from that time, the trauma. So you can just imagine the inner wounds out in front of you and just melt them away, from that time period, to the extent that's healthy and gentle. So maybe do it like over 4 different days, just keep melting away inner wounds from that time period. Ask your angels for help. But you should be able to do it in a way that's not reliving anything. So if you feel like crap as you're doing it wrong. I mean, not to blame you or anything, but just so you know. So like, don't do it. Don't keep feeling like crap. If you feel like crap, just, work on your basics, your grounding, your aura repair, your flow. But yeah, you should be able to do that in a gentle, stabilizing way, just to melt away inner wounds from that time period. And that, like I said, that the triplet healing that we just did on, that was on September 7th, the Tuesday healing, the 3rd healing. So it'll say healing 3, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and someone says, yes, you are right. Oh, about what? Yeah, that it was about career stuff. Okay, cool. You guys are great. I'm gonna go and take a quick break with my dogs. It is raining outside. It's been raining for like 3 days now, which is really kind of exciting because during the summer we don't get rain, but to the point where it's kind of like dangerous. You know, like fires can really get out of control, forest fires and stuff. Not as bad as California, but it can literally endanger your home and stuff. So it's always a bit of a relief when the rains come now. So, and plus it's just convenient. Like I won't have to water my gardens for like my garden plants for like 8 months now because it rains very frequently here during most of the year. So woohoo, we made it without our house burning down. Yay. All right. So I'm gonna go have a rainy moment in the yard with my dogs and take a break myself, and then I will come back and do a separate Q&A on emotional wellness and emotional boundaries. Yay! All right. Bye. You guys are awesome. Woohoo! Go go go.